All right, here it is, all muscle. Okay, so what we've done so far, obviously you can see the fenders are back on the vehicle. Still missing the nameplate here, and then there's a ducting. But the car, we washed the car, I think yesterday, and this is as clean as it gets. Actually, we washed it the day before yesterday. I'm sorry, but yeah, it's already dusty. That's what you get with the black car. But anyways, the fenders came out absolutely beautiful. I mean, they're not perfect, but they look great, especially in comparison to what was on here. Yeah, somebody drilled some holes right there in the lower rocker. Very unprofessional. Anyways, got the headlights all polished out, lined up just right, just perfectly. The hood to bumper match up perfect, absolutely perfect. All the lines here just right. And then these fenders came out a lot nicer than the rest of the car, I'll tell you that much. I mean, they're you know, for being painted outside, I think I mentioned that in my last video. For being painted outside, these fenders actually came out great. That's a good word for it. I don't like the front bumper. The front bumper has its issues. Somebody had drilled in some holes in it to tap, you know, the aftermarket fenders. It's got a crack here where somebody tried to mend it. It's mended from the inside, so that's not going anywhere, but it is cracked and damaged. Another beautiful tapped hole here with a I think it was a drywall screw or something like that, and then just a bunch of weird shit here all on the side. So somebody tried to get this bumper to work with aftermarket fenders or something that didn't line up right, or they just beat the shit out of it. I mean, I can see on the bottom here, or it's all scraped up now. I've already tried to look for one of these bumpers, and the problem with the bumper is, number one, it's been discontinued from the dealer. The dealer is asking, I think, like $1,700 for it when it was available, and that's now that it's no longer available, I can't even get it. So that's just the front bumper. Does not include the lower diffuser here in the front. So that I think that was an additional $1,300. And again, I think you can still get that piece. I'm not sure exactly, but so I skipped out on that, and I put the bumper on. It's going to be on here for the meantime. Obviously, it's going to be covering up everything and protecting the car. I think I do have a buyer for this car at this point, so I may just leave it as is. If I end up keeping the car, the plan is to replace that with the 14 bumper, and then again, the 14 bumper has not been discontinued, but it is a little bit revised. There's some fogs up in this area here on both sides, and then just a little bit different. It's just a little bit different, but it looks nice. It updates the car a little bit. I did price the 14 bumper from the dealer, again, about $1,700. The trim panel in here is another like $700. The grill, there's a two-piece to the grills, the upper and a lower, both of which are around $500 a piece, and then the lower piece is about $1,400. So by the time it's all said and done, and then obviously I need all the fog light and inserts and all that, and then the bracketry for them or whatever or whatnot might go into it. Now that assembly was going to cost me about over $4,000. It was like over $4,000. I know that, to buy it directly from the dealer, and that needs after that, it needs to be painted and, you know, finished and installed on the car. So it's not just the $4,000. It's a lot more than that. So I think I'm going to skip out on that, and I'm going to try to find a used piece that comes complete with everything. I'll try to do it that, you know, take that route, but it's not something that's looking like it's going to happen because, like I said, I might have a buyer for this car. Believe it or not, this car attracts a lot of attention. I mean, it's just parked here in my driveway, and I've got people. I mean, even the mailman comes by and he's like, "Hey, man, you know, fire that thing up. Let me hear it run," and all this other stuff. So it does attract a lot of attention. We're going to send it if we don't have this buyer set up going. We're gonna have to send it back through auction and see what we can pick up for it. Hopefully we can pick up a couple dollars for it. now that it's much nicer than what we got it with, the way we got it. What we did is we ended up polishing out the whole car. It was very poorly treated. We ended up going back to the stock factory fenders versus the fenders that were on here that did not line up properly. Also, one of the tail lights was busted. We replaced the broken tail light, which was that one. We did the interior. We cleaned up the interior. There was some paneling inside the interior that was missing. I popped the hood here also. If you recall from my first video, that panel back there, the quarter panel was completely missing. So we've got that in there. The car's a lot more complete now. There were no fender liners on the car. Actually, we're still waiting. We're still waiting on this fender liner, but the rear fender liners are all in place on the car. The passenger side has both of them in there. Also, there were some pieces missing under the hood here. Give me 1 second. So this is the whole complete front end all put back together with all the trim panels and pieces. Now all this was missing. These covers here were all missing, the engine compartment covers. Basically one is for the battery and the other one is for the brake reservoir, the brake fluid area. And again, all the trim is all in place. This bolt, I believe it was, yeah, it was that one. It was because I had to get the hood wide open to do it. But anyways, that bolt had snapped off into the actual frame and we had to drill and tap that. But it all came out just right. I like the fitment on the car. Everything came out perfect. The only thing I don't like about it at this point is the front bumper being so bad in shape. Now I don't know if these cars just have a problem bottoming out, if they're too low. I don't see it being too low. I've driven cars that are really low. I don't see it being too low. So unless you're being careless and just hitting things at 100 miles an hour, I don't see the reason for all this damage up in the front here. I mean, some of the stuff is literally cracked and falling off. Like this is a big old crack here. And then if you get up underneath the car, more signs of damage. But anyways, we're getting it all together. We're gonna set it up. It should be out of here by today. I'm thinking once I get these, I gotta put some inserts in here. These are the ducting for the fenders. So those will be going back in, no big deal. Also, we're gonna be updating the badging on the fenders to the 14 style. This is the newer style. I have the older style here. This is the older style badge, and we're not going to be using that. We're gonna try to do this one here. We're not going to try. We're gonna be using that one. Also, let's see. I don't know what else I got here. I had a bunch of clips. I had to buy a bunch of clips from the dealer. A lot of the stuff here, I ended up spending like $170 in just clips to put everything back together because everything was missing. There was nothing on the car that was actually put on the way it was supposed to be. I had to buy the correct screws, the correct clips. This is actually still hanging here because I do need to go back to the dealer and basically just tie this into here, and that bolt's right in there. There's a couple bolts missing there, and there's a couple bolts missing there. So I'll visit the dealer, pick those up today, get that all tied up. But and the fender inserts and whatnot, we'll get that all done. It'll be it should be gone, like I said, gone by the end of the day. I'm gonna have it out of here. What I'll do is I got a storage space at my brother's. He has a nice little area to put it. That way he can sit on it until we either make the sale on it or run it back through the auction and see what we can get on it. So he's gonna have it at his place. What that does for me is that gives me room to work on the 75 other projects I got in here. So yeah, that's pretty much a wrap on this one. We're gonna drive it probably later on today. This closes just perfectly. See that line was just perfect. I got it to line up real good. The car is, like I said, the fit on the car is just nice. And then, like I said, all this stuff, I mean, this screw here was like $1 and some change at the dealer, and I needed like I don't know, 10 or 12 of them. These clips, I needed like 30 or 40 of those, and then it just went on and on. It just kept adding up in clips and retainers and screws, and it was like $170 in just screws. So I wasn't too happy about that. I mean, you know, that stuff should have been on the car had it not been abused and you know, wrecked and whatnot. But anyways, fenders, like I said, it came out just nice. The gap in the doors are perfect. Everything came out just right, the way I like it. So like I said, we're gonna wrap this guy up. This is probably gonna be the final video on this. If I make another video, it might be just like running down the street with it or something like that. But I think we're gonna wrap this one up. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you on the next videos. We got a bunch of other stuff going on, and we might even get, like I said, I mentioned in my other video, we might end up with another GTR. Actually, speaking of that, the wheels are gonna stay on this car. I'm not gonna put the bronze wheels that I showed you guys. These are the special edition wheels that came on the Midnight Opal 14 model year. So it's a little different style. The color on here is different from the standard gray. It's like a bronze color. And we got the whole set there. Probably not gonna run those on this car. I don't think I'll get more value. I don't think I'll get too much more value for having those wheels on this car, and I'd actually rather keep those. So we're gonna keep those. We're gonna see, like I said, if we can pick up a little bit of change on this car from the auction or through a private sale. So we'll keep you guys posted. I'll let you know what happens to it. If it comes back here for any reason, obviously I'll make another video on it, and I'll show you what you know, what's going on with it. Anyways, we'll sign off on this one, and then we'll keep going with more you know, more projects. So you guys stay posted.